What's up, everybody? Welcome to WAEofFishing. Out here with that guy, and the wind isn't blowing. I think this is maybe the second day I remember where the wind's not blowing. It's so nice outside, but either way, that's not what the purpose of this video is. So welcome to WAEofFishing. If it's your first time here, please like and subscribe. I respond to all comments, and it's the most multi-species bass angling channel on YouTube. I got to work on that intro a little bit, figure out how I want to say it every time. But today's episode is a little different. We're not fishing. We're actually going to talk about boats. So let me turn this camera real quick. So behind me is my boat. So this is our boat. This is the one that's in all the videos, right? The decks, they're starting to buckle a little bit, but this was basically just an empty hull, and I built it to my specs. There's a lot of videos right now on YouTube about redoing boats, and I'm not trying to compete with any of those guys, okay? Michael Lopez is, I think Michael Lopez, his boats are sick. Him, Fire Ant, like, their stuff is crazy. I'm not trying to top that. I'm not trying to be Billy Bad, whatever you want to call it, but I'm gonna build a boat. So I'm not working on this boat. We're gonna redo this boat, but it's gonna be later on in the season. I'm gonna be working on this boat over here, which, as you can see, needs a lot of work. Let's see if I can get this. So, all right, let's take a look at this boat. So this is Bass Lover. It's a boat. You've seen him in all my videos, and Duran, he's one of my best friends, and he's a great friend. Like right now in that boat's been running the batteries out of this boat because my batteries took a dive on me. If you watch that video where I was really worried about the power in the boat, yeah, because the batteries are toast. So he pulled the batteries out of this and gave them to me, and he told me to keep them because, I mean, this boat is not fishable right now. That's a great friend for you. Every time I need him, he's Johnny on the spot. So I'm gonna take the time to fulfill a promise I made him to redo his boat. So we're gonna redo the boat. So we'll have a series of videos as I go through and do this boat. Not all of those videos will make it on the channel. Some of the more boring technical videos I'm gonna put on my Patreon. So if you're looking to do a boat and you want to see the dull, boring, this is where I put the bolt, this is why, this is how I cut it type stuff, then you'll be able to get those on my Patreon account or Patreon. But on this channel, you'll see the project in stages, and I'll just cover the different stages. But we're gonna take this boat, we're gonna tear it down. You see this right here? This was a jury rig fix I threw together one day just so he could use the boat because it just gave out. I haven't started the teardown on it. That'll be in another video. This is just the intro video to the series. But this seat used to be mounted, used to have a little floor in here. Some people don't like standing on the uneven floor of a john boat. It doesn't really bother me too much, but I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna be getting into when we do this boat.
Why is a crab trap here?
It's not a crab trap. Yeah, that was the floor. Y'all see that? Let me get you closer. So just to show you the state that this boat is in. See, can you see that? So this was the floor. This was treated plywood. It looks like wet cardboard. Like, yeah. And this, you drop a match in here, it's going up. This was a piece of decking board I stuck in here to just shore the floor up one day because he needed something to fish out of. I wonder if he even knows he's got a ruler under here. Look at this. Check that out. A golden rule. This is what we had before you had those the bump boards everybody's using on a kayak. Mm-hmm. This was the tournament ruler right here. This is a Gator Grip golden rule. This was the standard. This is a brass ruler, aluminum anodized with etched markings on it. Man, that brings back memories right there.
Don't you have one?
I've got a different color one, but this is one of the OG ones right here. So I found something, but yeah, this is what we're getting into. Let Let's keep walking around the boat. Look, there's another lure, probably underneath the carpet. Let's see, the person he bought the boat from, this is a tire. We'll move that out the way. And I'm gonna do this video in one take, but the person he bought this boat from had already started to modify it. And so they called themselves building a live well in it. So what they did is they took the bench, they cut it open, and then they gutted all the structural foam out. There's foam in it, so if your boat goes under, it'll bob at water level. They took all the foam out, and you can't see it because I ran this wood over it to tighten it up so you can have a seat again, or somewhat of a seat. But that's the metal flexing. That seat moving is the metal flexing. But this is what they did. They cut the aluminum and made a door. So it's hinged to open up this way, and they had put some plexiglass in there and kind of jury rigged the live well out of it. But it essentially made this bench seat unusable. It's not sound structurally anymore. It's just bracing the boat that way. So we'll have to deal with that.
Are you able to use that as a live well?
I'd have to put a drop-in insert and do a whole bunch of other stuff. I really haven't figured out what the end product of the boat's going to be.
Maybe we could do this.
I haven't figured out what the end product of the boat's going to be. Right now, the first step is just going to be, he's excited. He wants to build a live well. He's trying to take the video in a whole different direction. Calm down. Calm down now. Simmer down now. Simmer. The first step is just going to be to gut it. I'm going to rip everything out. Here, see, can you see me? I don't want the sun to be in your face. Right here, I just pulled the carpet back. This is indoor-outdoor carpet, like the turf stuff. I just pulled it back to see what I was working with. My bad. And they adhesived it to the boat pretty good. I don't know how long it's been here, but the carpet is just coming apart. So right here, I'm gonna have to take a scraper and clean all this metal down to bare metal and come back to re-adhesive it. I found this. I have no idea what this does. I've never seen this in this boat, so I'm gonna have to pull this out. I think that it's some sort of tubing for a live well pump or something, but I didn't even know this was under here. I don't know where it goes to underneath this bench seat. These are wires that I put in here. What is that? These are wires that I put in to run the trolling motor. I've learned a lot since I did this and since the first time I did my boat. That's not sufficient to run a trolling motor. But again, the details of that'll be a separate video, and that will be Patreon. If you're not looking to build a boat, then that's just extra information. So understand why I'm putting it on a Patreon video instead of in this video. So he's got, throwable PFD in here. It looks like it's got an oar mount in it. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to figure out how to, that's riveted in. Let's see, that's got a screw and a rivet.
I kind of wish the wind was blowing a little bit.
So that's gonna have to be drilled out. Don't put rivets directly in the hull. The only way to remove a rivet is to drill it out. And I really don't want to drill right there, but I've got to get that off to pull that carpet down. Carpet's coming up here in the back. What's this seat now? Oh, yeah, this. Nope, you can stay right there. This bench that Fishing Kid is sitting on, this isn't structurally sound either. I noticed that there was a hole here. I guess there was a seat mounted here at one point, but there's a big gaping hole right there. I know. See, so what someone did is they took a Sawzall and opened this bench up. I guess they were trying to put the seat through it, but you really don't have to do all that to put the seat in. But they didn't come back and support this at all. So the seat's not centered, which this is a small boat. This is a 1230 or something. Don't cut yourself. So this is like a 1230 or something like that. Having this boat balanced laterally left to right is very, very, very important. So having that seat off center is not very good. It's going to cause the boat to pitch, and especially when somebody's moving around, this boat is, it's not going to flip on you, but it can get a little sketchy. So we talked. Duran's not going to be going with an outboard on this boat. He's got that, if you look at back in my videos, that real pretty Stratus that Fishing Kid and I were fishing in on the Pamunkey, that's his. So he's got a 22-foot Stratus. He doesn't need this to be gas powered too. So he wants this just for electric only lakes, small lakes, running out fishing on his own when he doesn't want to take the big boat and burn a gallon of gas for every 3 miles. So we're not worried about fitting a gas tank and an outboard on here. So that's important to how we build the deck on the back of here. It's got a bilge pump in here. I don't think the bilge pump is hooked up. It's definitely not mounted. No, it's not hooked up.
What's the bilge pump for?
All right, so this boat has a bilge pump, but it's not hooked up. It's not mounted. Fishing Kid just asked what a bilge pump is for. Bilge pump, it's a water pump. So if we're fishing in the rain, if you fish in a heavy enough rain, your boat will fill up with water. So if you have heavy rain forecast, you could get an inch an hour outside of a thunderstorm. A really bad thunderstorm, tropical storm, they're dropping inches of rain an hour. I fished in 2 tropical storms. And it ran all day long. In a bass boat, when you set the boat down off a plane, the water a lot of times comes over the back, comes over the tank well where the motor is, and it falls down in. You got to pump it out because that's extra weight for getting up on plane. You pump the water out. If you spring a leak, if you hit a tree and it cracks your hull, so say we're at Nottoway and we get stuck on a tree and it puts an inch-long crack in the hull, that'll take on a lot of water. You'd be surprised how much water comes in the boat. So this is not only just to keep the water out the boat, but it's a safety measure. You start taking on water, this will pump, what does he have? So this is an 800 GPH. So this will pump 800 gallons of water for every hour that it's on. So if you've got water in this boat and you cut it on, in 1 hour, it'll flush 800 gallons out. So this boat, unless you put a fist-size hole in this boat, this will keep up with the leak. If you bust a rivet, well, that's just pollen. But if you bust a rivet or crack it, this will get you back to the boat dock. Okay. I wouldn't, nothing under 800. I would say 1,000. 500s are really, they're all right, but I would say 800, 1,000. I think my bass boat had 2 1500s on it, so it had dual bilge pumps that pumped a lot of water.
There's a hook in there.
And the seat hole? Mm-hmm. Okay, don't reach in there. I don't know if that's rusted or not. Is that a slider hook? He just found a slider worm hook. What's this doing in your boat, Duran? I thought you didn't use these, Duran. Thought you didn't throw sliders, man. Told me he can't catch a fish on a slider worm. I've seen infants catch fish on slider worms. So he's got an onboard battery charger, which is really good. Definitely put one of those on your boat. That's like having a microwave in your house. So that's the boat all the way to the back. Other things I'm thinking about doing, we're gonna address the light poles. These are working, but that's not, let me see. These are working, but that just the little things. The little things are important on your trailer. So we'll address this. We'll make sure that the wiring on the trailer is good. I noticed there's a fender on the other side of the trailer. That fender is loose. So I don't know why there's so much rust on this fender, but that fender is also loose. So let's see if that's even showing up on the camera. But this fender is loose for some reason. I don't know why.
So are you gonna fix it today?
So we'll address the fender. We'll make sure that the other lights work. We'll clean it. And we're gonna take that. Look, I don't do football. I do cycling, hiking, mountain biking, and fishing. That's what I do. Don't do football. So don't comment. But there's a faded, buckled Redskin sticker on this boat. We're gonna get that off too. Okay? We're gonna get the Redskin sticker off. We're gonna get the scum line off the boat. There's a whole bunch of extra stuff on the outside of this boat. We're gonna get all that off. So when we're done, we'll probably reuse, we won't reuse these cup holders because they're cracked. So we want the boat to be clean and presentable when he gets it back. So yeah, we're just gonna all around clean this boat up. So what's in here? Wow, that's a tetanus shot. That's a tetanus shot waiting to happen. Look at that. That's a wad of football jigs and ball head jigs in a cup holder. And they're rusted. You can throw these away. See when your hooks get that rust on it like that? Mm-hmm. Even if it's sharp, you pull on a decent sized fish, your hook will break. The rust is inside the metal, it's just not on the surface, and the metal is weak. So when you set the hook, that'll break. So these aren't good for anything but maybe
What
weights.
else is in there? A bobber?
Yep. There's a bobber in here. I guess he's been crappie fishing, but you see the orange? That's how long it's been in the sun, that his sun faded the orange off. Again, dude looks out for me. He's always there. He takes me to go pick my truck up. He loans me his truck to go fishing when mine broke. He's giving me the batteries off his boat. Like, he's always there. So I feel kind of bad that when he got the boat over here, he kept asking me when I was going to work on it, I'm sorry, Deron, when it got over here, I really hadn't taken the time to see just the kind of shape the boat had gotten into, and that it literally is unfishable. Like, he could not use this boat, so we're gonna get him right. All right.
What's this?
That is 2-cycle oil for outboard. He hasn't had an outboard on this boat in years. Whoa.
A pink worm.
So, all right. So that's the boat in a quick run around. That's just the walkthrough, real rough. So I'm just gonna post this video just like it is. Extremely minimal edits. But this is gonna be our project for the next few weeks. We're still gonna be fishing, but on, you know, a little bit every day. If I can commit a whole day to it, that sort of thing, or if I've got something to do that night and I'm not going out on a fishing trip, we're gonna work on it. So the next video in this series is gonna be a teardown. I'll probably do that as I don't know, that won't be very long, but I'm gonna go every stage of this process. I'm gonna try to put a video up. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tear the boat all the way down, okay? We're gonna start at the front. We're gonna unmount everything. There's a transducer back here for that depth finder. The wire's cut. There's another transducer mounted on the trolling motor. I don't know what that transducer runs to, so I don't know if he's got a working depth finder on his boat or not, but everything's coming off and it's gonna get redone. All new wiring, everything. New plugs for the trolling motor, everything. New fuse. The fuse back here, the fuse is rusted. So the breaker for the batteries on the trolling motor is rusted too. So
There's a
we'll get it.
there's a worm melted with a hook in it.
Yep, that's why you don't put worms against plastic.
It's not a worm, that's a bait.
Oh my God. Look at this. Hey, Deron, who put this in your boat? Hey, I've got the rest of this bait pack in my tackle box. This is mine. I was throwing this out the back of this boat and I can't even tell you when. Wow. That is juicy.
And it's back.
Look at that. Ugh. Man. That is,
Hey, look, another hook.
that's sweet right there.
Wait,
So
what?
oh yeah, look at this. His the strap is working, but this strap, look at this strap.
Is that a guitar?
It's working, but it's sun faded. See the color it's supposed to be? So it's sun faded. We got a lot of rust here. That's an easy replacement at Harbor Freight, so we're gonna take these off too. So we're gonna take this boat all the way down to an aluminum bowl sitting on a trailer. Once we get it done, we'll float it too. Probably need to recarpet the bunks. Hopefully I don't have to rebuild the bunks, but I'm probably gonna have to recarpet the bunks at least. So that's our video, and look forward to the rest of the videos in this series. Comment below with the title for the series. I really haven't thought about it right now. I'm just gonna title this video Boat Build, and user submitted comments on what the series title should be, and I'll pick one that I like. I'm not going to use a random picker. I'm just going to be like, yo, I like that one, and that's going to become the title of the video series. So have fun naming it. I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. So see ya.
Peace.